Let's be on the job. Let's connect. Let's connect. Let's connect. Be on the job.
All right, guys, welcome back. Today is Monday. That means another episode of Beyond the Drop. Today, episode 16 with me and Josh. Josh, have a good one. Take it away.
What's going on, guys? So for today's episode, we got 4 things on the agenda. We're going to start with community posts like always. We're going to talk about some stacker things, VeVe things, and then some comic things in the end. We're going to move into some Grail Watch before Vincent Sozolo joins us. He's actually going to discuss that recent $15 million sale that I'm sure many of you guys have seen on socials. And then we're going to round things off with the Q&A.
Yes. I mean, can you imagine like 15 million, the most expensive comic ever sold? I mean, that's just mind blown. Yeah, I'm really curious to getting more info on that and getting a little bit of like backstory. And with Vincent, we will also talk about his comic series, The Addiction. And yeah, I guess that will be a really interesting discussion.
I don't actually even know too much about it because I'm not much of a comic head. I don't think you are either, but to learn directly from him is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I've told you a couple times, and I think I said it a couple of times on the show. I mean, I'm not the biggest collector. I'm here to learn collecting with all of you guys out there. So yeah, I really enjoy those discussions with I would say like really experienced people in the space, because I mean, is there a better way to learn about all that cool stuff than talking to those guys?
Exactly. And biggest bros in the chat saying 3rd time's a charm.
What does he mean by that?
Vincent.
Okay. Yeah.
What's going on, VeVe Gold? I think is that Saviod? I think you changed your name recently, didn't you? But you want to move into some community posts?
Yeah, let's do that.
Where is it?
Let's connect. Be on the job.
Oh yeah, he changed the name. Nice.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, that was spot on, man. Cool.
All right, so let's start off with the stacker recap of 2025. Over 36,000 transactions, totaling an OMI volume of nearly 9.2 billion OMI, of which 140 million have been burned. So the top selling,
and honestly, like 36,000 transactions in a I would say in the worst part of the NFT bear market, that's not that bad.
It's a lot. Could be better though.
Yeah, obviously it could be better, man. But if you take a look at all the other NFT projects out there, I mean, most of them are already dead, and even the big ones don't like really fly through the roof, if you can say it like that.
I don't know what the sales numbers are for those. So, top selling collectibles by volume though, number 1 is Todd, 487 sales. Second is the partner statue at 147. I wasn't expecting that because there was a time where there was a lot less partner statues on the market, and then the number went up. Yeah. Number 3 is the VeVe logo, gold and silver at 34. Superman at 691. And then the ultimate animated Spider-Man. Is that the ultra rare or the secret rare?
I think that's the secret rare, I think.
At 30 sales.
Yeah, I mean, from the over 400 sales on the TOD or the buys, as you can say, none of them is mine. I still don't own a TOD, and I will keep that maybe till forever. So let's see.
I'm waiting for Magin to pop up in the chat and talk about this Superman. I need to know if he bought a Superman or not.
Who?
Magin. We were making fun of him for not having a Superman.
Oh yeah. I think you told that story last
And
time.
O'Milly. But the top selling collectibles by volume, number one was AF-15 Secret Rare. Then we have Marvel Comics number one Common, Marvel Comics number one Secret Rare. That's another kind of surprise, actually. Amazing Fantasy number 15 Common, and then the X-Men number one Secret Rare.
Yeah. Wait a second. I have to give me a moment here.
For some reason, it's not letting me attach the comments to the screen. I don't know why. It just says can't post comments. So I'll try and highlight as many as I can with this.
Yeah. All right.
You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that clip, and I also reposted it on X because I really liked. First of all, the guys from Comics and Crypto, really nice guys. I've had the pleasure to speak to Sean once on my channel for an interview. Haven't met Spencer yet. But I really enjoyed that energy in this clip because I mean, most of us know they put out like those bounties on a regular basis, and as it seems, a lot of them getting declined, and I think that's an awesome sign. But let us take a look at the clip. I can't hear anything, no? Just so you know.
Oh, did I not share my audio? Give me 1 second, guys. My bad. Screen, also share audio.
Angelo, denied. So far, sales that have happened, we haven't really been successful in our bounties. But like our last like 7 or 8 bounties, like this one, Buzz Lightyear, denied for 2,000. The Ken bounty, denied, sold for a higher amount. Ryu, denied, sold for a higher amount. Michelangelo, denied, sold for a higher amount. The At, it was minted, denied. They wanted to keep it. Leonardo, denied, sold for a higher amount. Guys, this is incredibly exciting for us because, I mean, overall, we've maybe hit, and we've been doing this for about 1.5 years. We've hit maybe about, I think I just ran the numbers on our spreadsheet, but we've hit maybe 35% of our bounties overall. But I am so thrilled to see our bounties get turned down.
I know.
As much as I sell,
It means the market's working. You know, people are buying.
I am excited for what we've been able to accumulate, but also we're not trying to monopolize this, right? We're so excited to see people either turn down our bounty because they want to keep it for themselves, which is awesome, or it's selling for higher prices, and that's what this is all about. It's so
he just said it perfectly there. You can't really sum it up any better than that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But also, we're not trying to monopolize this, right? We're so excited to see people either turn down our bounty because they want to keep it for themselves, which is awesome, or it's selling for higher prices, and that's what this is all about. It's so cool, man. I'm so pumped for this space. I'm so excited to see other collectors value these as much as we do, and I'm so excited to help spread the word and get it out there so more people are going to get involved. You know, that's the point of these flyers. You know, we also have a scan QR. If you sign up, you get $10 free. So make sure to send it to family and friends if you want to support the channel. And
cool. What do you think about that? I mean, I really don't think you can sum it up better than how he put it. Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, that's why I picked that clip, because I think it says so much. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're listening or watching on X, please make sure to share our episodes, so more people can join and take a listen or take a look. And Josh, what else do we got?
Next post is from VeVe Values, and he talks about how the comic search bar is actually working.
Finally.
Amazing Spider-Man 252.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people who were like really happy about that I would say on a like funny way, because I mean that should have come way earlier as a working search bar.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, there it is.
Next comes from VeVe themselves. So the 2026 season is just around the corner. Well, we're in it now, and we're exploring a new way to bring the VeVe community together more often with smaller, more intimate local events created by the community. So your voice matters here. Take a few minutes to share your thoughts, and then they drop this Google form for you guys to do exactly that. But what do you think about this? Because I think this is now gonna allow for kind of, I guess, like what Oz has been doing with like Vibespin and Falcon over in London. They'll host their London meetups every once in a while. I think Oz is actually doing another one, or just did another one this month.
Okay.
And
I mean, I
also
also know which community does a lot of meetups on their own, the German ones, and we like it. We love it because it's so cool that that VeVe tries to, I would say, bring more people together. Because if we look at like the NFT, the NFT Paris. I mean, we wanted to go there because there were other VeVe people around, etc. And I think that's a great initiative. To be fair, I've read it, but I can't remember like all the stuff that's in there. So could we maybe take a look at the document? Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah, where would you likely attend a VeVe community-led meetup in 2026?
And guys, for all of you watching or listening, please click on Germany, even though we are not from Germany.
How likely are you to travel to attend a VeVe community meetup?
How likely are you? I mean, I know that, but...
Me?
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the next one's Lisbon now, but...
Yeah.
When is that, June, I think?
Also on my bingo card now. But I will probably fly from Lisbon to Mallorca. Is it the right English word? To an island on Spain, in Spain, because that's like the time frame where I and my boys make or go on holiday. But I have to be in Lisbon.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Little back-to-back trip. There you go.
Jet set. Ooh.
Yeah. What would make you more likely to attend a community meetup?
Yeah, just can you please read that? I mean, we can maybe discuss those.
Timing the meetup with a Comic-Con or similar type of convention, coupling the meetup with a visit to a local theme park, or nothing.
I mean, 1 and 2 would be my preferred ones, but if there are enough people from the community, there doesn't need to be anything else in my personal view. I mean, obviously it would be great if you have like a nice location booked or something like that, right?
I gotta be honest here. I actually think the second one, that would only work for a super small company anyways. And I guess that's just based off the Disney adventures they've done in the past, but I wonder how many people have selected this option.
Yeah,
because if they have too many people show up, I mean.
Josh, can you quickly send me over that link, because Philip in my chat here on YouTube asks where we can fill out that form, and I can send it to him then.
I just put it in the private chat.
Nice, perfect, thanks.
Next one is, let's play a game. We want to get together for fun activities and prizes. What sounds more appealing to you? VeVe and fandom trivia quiz, board games, card games. No thanks.
I mean, I'm a huge I really like games, so, and I'm really competitive as well in those kind of scenarios.
Yeah, I want to add one to the list here, AR games, because Elmonix has done a good job with this. They just created a little AR kind of like Pokemon Go game where you can go around and collect stuff. I feel like that's perfect for our community,
like a treasure hunt for the community kind of stuff.
Yeah, you like
geocaching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like kind of digital.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And just think about like a few specifically designed 3D collectibles for that specific event where you can only get those there. That would be sick.
Did you ever do the Pokemon Go stuff? Or okay, so there was a time, and there still is, but I would go with like a group of my friends when I was younger, and we would just go and catch Pokemon around the city. That was just like a thing to do. I mean, it's still popular. I think the game is the most popular now than it's ever been, actually. But a game like that would be awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
What style of venue would you feel most comfortable in when attending a VeVe community? Local bar or restaurant, barcade, an arcade that serves food and drinks. Okay, a movie theater or a local comic book or gaming shop. Do you have a preference there?
I mean, I would prefer the arcade, to be fair, or a bar.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What else would you
on that front? I think like you need a separate section in the bar, or like the whole bar, depending on how many people are there. But
yeah. What else would you expect to see or do at a VeVe community meetup? And do you have any other feedback?
I mean, the geocaching would be a great thing. VeVe, if you're listening, that would be pretty dope.
I'll submit one after this too.
Yeah. Still in Germany, obviously.
Next up, though.
When collectors trade the system heat, and that's the flame that makes the cream decrease. When collectors trade the system heat, and that's the flame that makes the cream decrease.
Nearly 250. But I mean, the last days have been a bit more quiet, I would say, but still. I mean, I would love to have 250 million OMI. Just transfer directly into my wallet, please.
Yeah, just sell your logo. Your logo would get quite a bit.
I mean, for 250 million OMI.
No, not even close to that, but
I would definitely sell my OMI for my logo for that.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to this, but number keeps going up.
Yeah, I think it will be really interesting when they bring out more like more burn mechanisms, because I mean, OMI to gem and OMI to NFT already add up. And maybe if collect chain, if there's maybe a transaction burn when you transact or when you convert from ETH to OMI or whatever, I think there will be definitely a few more ways to burn more of the circulating supply, I guess. Let's hope so, at least.
It works in everybody's interest.
Yeah. And I definitely think that we will see an announcement from David and Dan. I don't know why. I don't know, not why. I don't know when. That's just a gut feeling that they will do something with their founders token, because those 60 billion tokens they own together is way too much. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't have anything to add to that. I don't know enough about the topic, so I'm going to screw
totally
something
fine.
up,
And I mean, I don't know anything about that as well, but I think they will do something on that front. Maybe they will convert some of their tokens over to the business development fund or whatever, but I have a feeling that there will be an announcement over the next couple of months, because they have to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Next topic.
But we have a list of the most valuable comics sold, just I guess in light of this $15 million sale, because now that is number one.
Yeah, that's the most expensive comic ever sold, and we will definitely dive deep on that one later with Vincent.
Just look at the jump, though. I know it's a 9.0, but like just the jump from 6 to 15 is so crazy to me.
Yeah, but it's the only 9. I don't know if there are more than one 8.5, but it's the only 9.0. But I mean, still 15 million.
Private sale 2026. All right, so down here, let's start with the lowest, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So we have Daredevil number 1, a 9.8 at 360. So that's the first appearance of Daredevil, and that was in 2024. Then we have Sensation Comics number 1, first to feature Wonder Woman on the cover and began the series that was largely devoted to her adventures. So that sold for $420 in 2024, 9.6. Wait, maybe that's just the image they used. This says 9.4 here, but Avengers number 1. So this is the first assembly of Earth's mightiest heroes: Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, and Hulk. Sold for $432 in 2024, 9.6. We have first appearance of Thor. Sold for, highest one was $432 for a 9.4 in 2022. This actually, it actually went down.
Okay.
So from 432 to 350 for same grade. Flash Comics number 1.
I mean, oh yeah, okay, it went down. But if the other collector doesn't want to sell it, I mean,
yeah.
Oh no, okay, no, I'm totally wrong on that. Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Flash Comics number 1, first appearance of the Golden Age Flash.
I've
again,
never seen that one.
Oh no, not same thing here.
No.
Sold for $450 for 9.6. Detective Comics number 140, first appearance of the Riddler from 1948. Same thing here. So it went down a bit. 360 in 2023 for 9.6.
Yeah. Oh, I have to address here a comment in my chat. Omar says, isn't like the $15 million comic that was previously owned by Nicolas Cage. So maybe that's also an interesting selling point, or which makes the comic more valuable.
Nicolas Cage is a big collector. He has some really, really cool stuff. I remember there's a story about him buying a T-Rex. Steve
Aoki as well. I mean, I've seen a video of him on YouTube with his collection. That's sick. I mean, those guys have the money to collect the big stuff, right?
Yeah. I think the story though with Nicolas Cage was he bought the T-Rex and then it ended up being stolen, so he had to return it, but didn't get any of his money back. Phantom Lady number 17. Features a classic bondage cover that was cited in... Wait, no major first appearance? Okay. 456, 9.6 in 2021.
Guys, why is this comic so expensive? Does anyone know anything about that comic? Because if you say there's no first appearance or anything like that in there, what makes this comic so valuable? And if you know, please put it in the chat.
More Fun Comics number 73. So this comic famously included the first appearances of Aquaman, Green Arrow, and Speedy in 1941. Sold for $460 for a 9.4 in 2025. The Brave and the Bold, number 28. Notable sales. Whoa. 810,000 for 9.6 in 2024. This is the first appearance of the Justice League of America. The Brave and the Bold, number 28. Incredible Hulk, number 1, first appearance of the Hulk.
Yeah, I have a 9.6 here in my easy 9.6, guys. So where's that? No, that's not even on there.
Wait, is that of this comic? It's just a subtle flex. Damn.
Yeah, it's a reprint.
I was gonna say the color looks all off.
That's a reprint, buddy. I mean, that would actually be a really huge flex.
I can't believe I even fell for that.
No.
780.
I got that. I got a low mint on VeVe on that comic, and I really enjoyed that cover. That's why. I mean, that was $100 or so.
Nice. Most recent sale was in 2025, 780,000 for a 9.2.
Mm-hmm. Do you know why Hulk is gray on that comic cover?
I do.
Okay, then let's move on.
Because they ran out of or no. Wait, why it was gray or why it was changed to green? I know why it was changed to green. Never mind.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Then why he was changed to green.
Is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're the ink colors. Published by Marvel Comics in 1963, this comic features the first appearance of the X-Men, X-Men #1. And
if we look at that list, I think it's really interesting to see how many of those comics are on VeVe already.
Yeah, I think the only major one we're missing from Marvel is the Captain America one.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I remember people talking about how that's like the last major one. But there's an issue on the cover with, I don't want to say his name because I feel like we might even get demonetized because it's YouTube. But yeah, there's a controversy with the cover. Most notable one, or most recent, was in 2022, sold for $870. Showcase #4, published in 56 by DC Comics. First appearance of Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen. Sold for $900K in 2024. 9.6. Amazing Spider-Man #1. This is the first series of Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Not first appearance.
No, it is. No, first appearance is an Amazing Fantasy 15.
Right.
Yeah.
Sold for $1.38 million for a 9.8 in 2024. All-Star Comics #8. First appearance of Wonder Woman. Also includes
That's
the first
the
look
appearance of Wonder Woman.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I
also,
mean, it's probably right if it's from the CGC's side, but okay.
Also includes the first new look for Dr. Fate and the first cameo for Hawkgirl. Sold for, went down a bit, but 1.5 in 2024 for a 9.4. There's nothing more un-American than to tell an American you can't say that. Neither of us are American. Detective Comics #27. Well, the first issue of Detective Comics was published by National in 1937. It was 1939's issue. First appearance of Batman by Bob Kane.
Is that comic already on or is it or was it on Candy? Do you know that maybe?
I think this one is.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but I think so.
But there's still, I mean, you don't know more about Candy as well, right? Because I don't. But okay, but they are really. I mean, it looks like it takes a few months to get some info on those collectibles, but that's all I know.
Yeah, I don't know. But in 2024, 6.5 sold for 1.8. Tales of Suspense #39. This first appearance of Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
Sold for $840 in 2024.
And 2 million in 2023.
I definitely, dude, I don't think of it. Well, yes, technically, sure, but Fantastic Four #1 sold for $600K. For a 9.2. A 9.6 sold for $2 million though in 2024.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the 9.2. Okay, we had a boom in 2022, right? So people were like
beginning of,
yeah. No, wasn't it more of the end in 2022? I mean, 21, 22, wasn't that like the absolute hype phase?
Yeah, it was end of 2021, I think, right? Going into 2022.
Yeah.
Batman #1. Or maybe this was the one on. I think this was the one on Candy, actually. First appearance of Joker and Catwoman. 2.22 for 9.4 in 2021.
Oh, I have something interesting here. Oma in my chat is also is saying like what you've said. Captain America 1, the only major one left, and Philip took a look at Phantom Lady 17, the one where we were like, okay, why is that so expensive? And I mean, I haven't checked it, but that's what he's saying. The cover design by the legendary artist Matt Baker, one of the first significant African-American comic book artists. It is considered one of the most famous examples of good girl art. Yeah. That's on, you know which comic I meant, right?
Say it again. No, I gotta look for it.
The Phantom Lady 17, the comic where we were like, okay, no for FA in there. Why is it so expensive?
Yeah. I'm trying to find the cover again, though. This one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we have Marvel Comics #1. First ever Marvel comic.
Yeah.
What's up, Felix? Oh, and Duck. What's going on, Duck?
Has Doug sent you a lot of goat videos over the last week, or was it
I didn't get any. No.
Yeah, because maybe he realized that goats can't fly then. Okay, good. But good, let's go on.
9.4 sold for 2.4 million in 2022. How many we got left here? Let's keep it moving. So this is the one right here. Captain America Comics #1.
I mean, we will probably see that on VeVe as well in the future. Or what?
This is what I'm talking. Look what I'm circling.
Yeah.
That's the controversial part about it. So
with the Hakenkreuz.
No. The person, who it is.
Yeah, Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Hakenkreuz on his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's history. Why is it controversial? I mean, obviously Captain America didn't hit. Yeah, okay.
We live in 2026, man. People are so damn sensitive about
everything. Don't start on that.
I'm starting to lock my phone in a drawer every single day because like I can't get stuff off my phone anymore. It's just all like garbage. But Captain America #1 sold for 3.12 for 9.4 in 2022. First appearance of Spider-Man sold for 3.6 million in 2021. That was for a 9.6. And then this is the one we're going to talk about today. Oh no,
nope, it's not.
My bad. This one.
Yeah.
But we have Superman #1. First appearance of this is Superman, right? Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, that's his
first comic book series.
Genau. Yes.
Sold for 9.1 million in 2025 for a 9.0. Jeez, that's just crazy. And then this one is the comic we're gonna kind of dive deeper into today.
Yeah.
Action Comics #1, which is first appearance of Superman.
Yeah,
so,
I mean that comic shaped like the whole genre of superheroes, as far as I know through my research. But
Superman, I think, was technically the first ever superhero, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
So up until recently, the last one sold for 6 million. That was for an 8.5 back in 2024. But the guest we're going to have on today's show, Mr. Vincent Sozolo, actually just brokered a deal for a $15 million sale, a 9.0, which just happened. Was it this week or last week? I guess last week, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was last week.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, $15 million for a comic book. But I mean, I guess you kind of get a feeling of what kind of person bought that kind of comic. Or maybe it. I mean, we've now seen more and more that like institutions buy those kind of assets, right? I've seen a post on X a couple days or weeks ago. I don't know who exactly was on there, but it was like a really valuable sports card, and like 3 or 4 investors bought that thing together. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy.
Let's see a few Captain Americans. It has swastika. Swastika is the name of the.
We are definitely getting demonetized now. Background, and they can't have lunatics use that in the VeVe-verse or an AR. Yeah, I like no matter what happens, people are going to be upset.
That's the reason why you didn't pull that comment up, right? Sorry, man.
No, you're good. We're past that at this point.
And also, honestly, I'm not even monetized yet, so I mean, I can't get demonetized.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, they changed it to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I'm at 701 subscribers at the moment. And with that said, guys. Please make it 702. Okay, let's move on.
Oh, you know what? That card you were talking about. Are you talking about the Pokemon card that was put
No,
up for auction?
No. Not the illustrator from Logan. Not this one.
Okay, because that was another thing that just came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that is really putting collectibles in front of like a younger audience now too.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that guy he has a TV show on Netflix. It's King of Collectibles. Yeah, he made a comment recently about how like digital collecting is going to be like that. It's like the next investing. What do you call it? Wave
Vehicle?
Or whatever. Yeah, I guess you can say that. I mean, he's only one person. I don't know if he's right or not, but people like Logan have a younger audience, right? So. Yeah. Future VeVe fan will buy a lot of these high-tier physical comics after making some profits in crypto and VeVe, I guess. I definitely think I would buy a lot more physical pieces if I cash out, or whenever I cash out some OMI.
But I think I would definitely go more into like like figurines, for example. I mean, we've talked about that piece all the time, the self-made one. For example, or some kind of cool street art style stuff. I guess that would be even more my vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's just artwork. I want to collect artwork.
Yeah.
Are there any comments in your chat you want to highlight?
Oh, let me check real quick.
Hey, we got Johnny. What up, John? No?
Nope. Covered all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, VeVe and David already or like all the time talked about like they transition like normal physical collectors into digital one, and some of us like myself and a few from the German community and probably more people from the overall community started on the digital side and now branch over to the physical one. So I guess it's a positive for both sides.
More is more. Not always, but
yeah.
I have a couple other posts to highlight here. It's kind of just walking through the $15 million sale. I'll throw them on screen. But we have one from Comics and Crypto, if you guys want to check this one out. A high-grade copy of Action Comics #1 has privately sold for a new world record of 15 million.
And I mean that got so much coverage. I mean, was really happy to see that that Vincent and team got like so much coverage for that. Really, I mean, it's like the most expensive comic ever sold, so it should get a lot of coverage, right? Yeah.
Just the number itself is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Do you want to play this now?
Let us
Or
play
just
this
wait?
like right before Vincent is coming on.
Okay. And yeah, just more accounts posting more info about it.
John, thanks for reposting of the stream.
But before we do hop into the interview, let's do some Grail Watch for like next 10-15 minutes here.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Wait a second, I will pull it up. Let's go. I mean, we could take a look at those comics we've covered in the article before. Those that are on VeVe.
The comics?
Yeah, the comics we've the comic list with the most important, most expensive comics. Oh, double check on that one.
Amazing Spider-Man number 1, secret rare, $11.50 on the floor.
Yeah, one of my best friends landed that on drop. I'm still. Oh no, that's. Wait a second. Which comic is that? No,
This is the first series of Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I didn't meant that. He landed Amazing Fantasy 15 secret rare on the drop for $20 on the while he was on the playground with his kids. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell of a comic to hit that on.
Oh yeah.
We have Journey into Mystery 83. $21.86 on the floor. I know this profile photo from somewhere. Who is this?
Mr. Squibbs. He has like the sickest secret rare comic collection. Honestly, he has like I think 40 or 45 secret rare. Was it Amazing Fantasy 15 or was it Spider-Man? Amazing Spider-Man 1. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man, but he has a huge secret rare comic collection.
He's got 29 of just this one, so I can believe it.
Yeah.
While we're at it, let's check out the Loki one. Journey into Mystery, I think it's 85, I want to say. Yes. 700.
Oh, okay.
On the floor. This was the second comic they ever dropped.
I'm on his X profile right now. He has 44 secret rare AF-15s. 44. Dr. Profit on second place with 11.
That's crazy.
Dude.
That is crazy. He's got 26 of these as well.
Yeah. I mean, he has all the really significant ones, and he stacked all of them. I had him on my channel as an interview guest. Really interesting to listen to that guy. He owns like a juice company.
Yeah, I do remember watching that. That was a great interview. What percentage of people out there do you think 15 million is next to nothing? 0.05%.
I have no clue. For me, it would be definitely life-changing, my friend.
0.01%. What percent? I feel like it's got to be higher than that, unless you're talking like what percentage of the 1% would be willing to buy it.
I mean, is the question how many people have like? Okay, is next to nothing. Okay, never mind.
I think that the percentage of people who have money like that to blow is definitely a lot higher than that. But I think the amount of people interested in spending that amount of money for the comic is different. To the 1%, 15 million is a lot of money.
I mean, it should be a lot of money to everyone, even though you're rich as fuck. But yeah,
a very small percentage, but a small percent of 7 billion people is still a lot of people. What's another comic here? We got Tales of Suspense. Is it 39 for Iron Man?
yeah, yeah.
1,700 on the floor.
And look who's on top, Mr. Squibs with 26.
Is he probably going to be number one for all these? Yeah, 30 of these.
Yeah. He will. And then here, X-Men 1.
$39. I mean, dude, we just covered probably like $250,000 worth of comics that he just.
Yeah, he recently shared a screenshot or a picture on X. Like his comic collection is like above $1 million, valued in VeVe. So, but that's sometimes a little bit problematic in terms of, okay, if there's just one comic listed for 10 million, then obviously your vault value rises pretty quick. But still, it's such like a huge collection.
What are some other?
I mean, I would be extremely happy to own just one of each of those secret rares.
Oh, he's slacking here. He's tied with Dr. Profit. Only 9? Come on, not even double digits.
Maybe he doesn't like Daredevil.
1964. In 600 in circuit. 600 is high for a secret rare, right? All right, yeah. This is an older comic, but
yeah, that's one from back in 2020, the beginning of 21, I think, where we had like the 60,000 print runs.
Right.
He's back at it again. 35.
35, Fantastic Four #1. What are some other large first appearances? We did X-Men, we did Hulk, we did Iron Man, we did Daredevil, Loki, Thor, Spider-Man.
Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, okay. What is Marvel Comics #1 secret rare at? 4,200. He's got 20 of those. And then what's Doom? #5?
I think so, yeah. Oh, Josh, wait a second. I found it. I will send you a overview of his secret rare comic collection on X, so we can take a look at it. That's just
625 of these. I think he actually has owned more than Profit has for all of these. Yeah, he's been #1 for all of them.
Please take a look at the post I've sent you on X. That's just... And that post is from November 14th. So like 2 months old, and he definitely bought more.
Oh, this will help us just even figure out what we want to search for here.
Yeah, take a look at the numbers in the left-hand corner of each comic.
Oh my lord! What? Jeez.
That's sick, right?
Fantastic Four #52, first appearance of Black Panther. I don't think this comic was ever that high on VeVe though, right? Yeah, 384 for the secret rare. He's got 11. Kang.
Or wasn't that like a super limited one? Or
Yeah,
am
I remember. Yeah, I remember Dan saying that he didn't even get this one on drop, and this is back when there was Kang. I think was one of the first 5 comics on VeVe. I want to say first 10 for sure. First 10 for sure. Which one is it though? Is it number 8 or?
Don't know, to be fair.
Yeah. $850. Whoa. Some dude's got 26 of these.
Huh. Never seen that profile pic, to be fair.
Me neither. What are some? Oh, Miles Morales. What is it? Ultimate Fallout.
Is it 300?
No, it's this one, number 4.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
760.
Do you own any of those comics? I mean, you're not really into comics on VeVe, right?
I own all the ones that we're searching for, just not the secret rares. Just
Okay.
like the commons and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Avengers number 1. $700. He's got 16 of these as well.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer number 1. Is that first appearance?
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely making a big bet here on digital collecting, and when he's right with all those secret rare comics, wow.
You know, I really wonder how. I actually kind of question that, because I wonder how much of a bet it is for some of these people. Like $250,000 is nothing for some people, but what's crazy to think about is what that $250,000 could turn into if this does go.
Yeah.
It's just Silver Surfer number 1, 1,500.
He has 10% of the circulating supply with the 8 he has. I mean,
when did this one drop? I don't remember when this dropped though. Middle of 2025.
Yeah. I got a rare one on that drop, I guess. Not 100% sure, but
Spider-Man number 13. This is the only secret rare comic that I've ever gotten on drop. First appearance of Mysterio.
Okay.
So it's actually, yeah, it's a pretty good one, I guess, to get. He's got 5 of those.
Mm-hmm.
We could do first appearance of Doctor Strange, Tales of Suspense, 110. Never mind. Strange Tales number 110. 200. 200 for first appearance of Dr. Prophet has 57 of these. Okay. You want to take a look at some collectibles before Vincent pops in? He'll probably be here in a few minutes.
Yeah, let's do so. So guys, please write in the chat what collectibles, because I mean, Josh and I are running out of ideas in terms of the collectibles here for
Oh, never mind. Speaking of which,
give him a minute.
Okay. Let's take a look at 2 or 3 of these physical collectibles? What do you want to take a look at? I'm going to go partners because that's just, I'm trying to keep my eye on this one. 1550. 1550.
What was like? Go down to analytics, please, because wasn't it? Where was it? Like, wasn't it above 200? 2000?
Yeah, recently it went to like 2,500 or something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Damn.
That's weird. It's not showing that, but it did go over too. Unless this is USD. No. No. Let's do Steamboat. $140 this piece.
Yeah, that's you are still stacking those?
This is one of my top 3 on VeVe. I love
how
this
many
piece.
do you got?
Double digits, I'll say.
Okay, so 99.
No. I'm not showing up here. So
yeah, fair point.
And the last one. Give me last one.
I'm
Yawn. There are millions of collectibles on VeVe.
yeah, but
one.
That's high now, and I want to say something. Honestly, I all the time just think about the same. And Woody, take a Woody.
Let's see how much money you made since last week.
Yeah.
$11. It went up by 2.
Bam. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say let us play the clip
Video
from, and after that we will get Vincent on.
Let me close this stuff.
Comics #1 graded CG.
All right, guys. So this is just giving you a brief little, I guess, summary of what we're gonna dive deeper into in today's show.
Yeah.
A CGC certified comic book has once again made history. This Action Comics #1 graded CGC 9.0 from the collection of Nicolas Cage has sold by Comic Connect for a record-breaking $15 million. That's right, $15 million. Not only is there no other copy graded higher by CGC, but this particular copy has an incredible backstory. Stolen from the famous actor Nicolas Cage, the book went missing for over a decade before being recovered.
Stolen.
Comic Connect subsequently sold it for a record price of $2.2 million shortly after that. Since then, it has resided in a private collection until now. Collectors around the world rely on CGC because we provide the most trusted and thorough grading for rare, high-value comics, ensuring that iconic pieces like this Action 1 are recognized and protected for generations to come. From being lost to the world to now commanding a record-breaking price, this Action 1 tells a story as epic as Superman's own origin, and CGC is proud to have preserved and certified this legendary book.
Nice. So
Crazy,
let's
man.
bring him on. Will you bring him on, Josh?
Yep, I can do that.
Be on the job.
I nearly forgot. Vincent, great to have you.
Great to be here. It's been a fun week.
Yeah,
A
I
busy
mean,
one, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Can
first and foremost,
sorry,
just want to
Josh,
say.
let us
Go ahead.
One at a time, boys. One at a time.
shoot. I'm messing up that here. Oh, Josh, can you make him on the big screen?
There. Let's just.
All right.
Nope. There.
Okay, now we got it.
You want to take it away?
Yeah. So first of all, Vincent, great to have you here, and congratulations on that amazing achievement with the Action Comics #1 sell for $15 million. Before we dive further in, just give us some context. What kind of role did you play in this whole transaction and Comic Connect? And maybe you can show us the comic as well. I mean, it's in the back, but
right behind me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here it is, guys. Here's the world's most valuable, most expensive comic book, the world record-breaking Action Comics #1 Nicolas Cage copy, CGC graded 9.0. This book I've sold several times. The first time actually, I should say, historically speaking, this book has been the world record holder multiple times. Back in 1992, Sotheby's sold this book for what was then a record $82,000 in 1992. And then my partner, Stephen Fischler, sold it to Nicolas Cage in 1996 for what was then again a record $150,000. And in the year 2000, this comic book was stolen from Nicolas Cage, and I can get into the details of that. We told Nick that sooner or later it would come to market, and when it did, we would get it back for him. Fast forward to 2011, and we were offered an Action Comics #1 and retrieved it for Nick. It was Nick's book, and again, I can get to all the details. And we just brought it to market and sold it for $15 million, which is now the world record. It eclipses, obliterates, whatever other word you want to use, the recent record. And we're incredibly proud and happy to have this book pass through our company's hands once again.
I don't know how your hands aren't shaking while you're holding that.
Yeah.
I would be so nervous to drop it.
This is the 73rd time I've sold an Action Comics #1.
Wow. Wow. Incredible.
Our company's name, Metropolis and Comic Connect, our auction company, has become synonymous with Action Comics #1s. And we recently ran a report and found out that we've sold many of them more than once, but we've sold 73 copies of Action Comics #1, which I believe is by far the largest number of Action #1s that have ever been sold by a single company.
Very impressive. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, I mean, if I would hold, even if it would be my 100th time that I hold such a comic in my hand, I would. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's
Exactly.
fine. It's it's a great book. It's a beautiful book, and we're just thrilled to have it a little bit longer before it passes into the hands of the new owner. We asked that we have it on hand to do interviews like this. And for those of you out there who don't know, Jan and I have been trying to get together several times, and it is kind of like ironic and fortuitous that we didn't do our interview like a month or two ago when we were supposed to. We waited for the big news for all the fans out there to be able to see this book as close to in person as you're going to get right now. So, yeah.
That's
A piece of
amazing.
history. That's
Yeah. And I thought like the same. I thought like, okay, what a funny coincidence that the first times hasn't happened. So great that it is happening today.
Yeah.
But walk me a little bit through like a buying process of that scale. I mean,
So what you have to understand is we are well known for high-end comic books. Now we sell comic books for as little as a few dollars a piece all the way up into the millions. So we have a very affluent client base for these types of comic books. And we auctioned this book back in 2011 when it hit a record at $2.2 million. And when we found out our buyer was interested in the book, we reached out to the owner, and we were able to basically come up with a price that made sense. And put the deal together. It took a little bit of time. There were some parameters and details that needed to be worked out. I flew down last week to get the Nicolas Cage denotation on the label. It didn't have that before. That was one of the little things that we needed to take care of. So all in all, what I really love about this transaction, first of all, the fact that it's making worldwide news is just great. We love being in the spotlight. We love being in news. For years and years, for decades now, we've been at the top. We were the first company to sell $1 million comic book, which was Action Comics #1 8.0. We were the first company to sell a $1.5 million comic, which was an 8.5. and we first company to sell a Silver Age comic book for over $1 million. That was Amazing Fantasy 15, 9.6. That sold for $1.1 million. And so we've had all these really, really high-end sales. And over the course of time, we were the first company to sell an Action one for 1.5, 1.75, 2.2, 3.2, 4.7, and I'm probably missing a few in between there. I think 2.5 or the 3.1. There's a lot of sales. There were a lot of sales. So suffice it to say, we're thrilled with this one. We are definitely enjoying the hearing from so many people around the world, news organizations, customers, fans, collectors, friends, family. It's been amazing. Thank you all so very much for reaching out. Our social media accounts on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Vero are all blowing up. So it's been really exciting. Yeah.
As they should. I mean, you guys writing history here once again. But on the sale itself again, I mean, even though you have like a big client base, because you and your partner are in the comic book world for a few decades now.
This is my fourth decade. I just hit 40 years this year.
Okay,
congratulations!
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you guys are supposed to say. That's impossible. That would mean you would have started when you were like an infant.
Okay, we can practice that next time. But even though that you have like an existing client base where you can reach out and offer those kind of high-end products, I mean, 15 million is still a lot of money. So were there multiple people interested in, or how does it work? You like?
Well, I will say this: we had a few calls after the sale was made.
Oh, okay.
People like, oh, I would love to get a copy. That can, is he interested in selling it? And so that was nice, and again, it adds confidence to the person who bought it.
Yeah.
But what was really wonderful about this was that you have a buyer and a seller, and us negotiating and brokering the deal. And what's really wonderful is that every party involved is an incredible comic book fan. It's not that it was about money or it was about just having the best of the best for just because I have money to throw around. These people love comic books, and so that's really special. And that's it's nice to see that passion and the heart of a true collector is there at the highest levels.
Yeah, totally get it. And when like the previous owner of that comic came to you guys and were like, okay, I'm ready to sell, was your initial thought like, okay, we are breaking a world record with that book?
Oh yeah, of course. We were very cognizant of the fact that this would be a record-breaking sale. My partner and I, again, not to make light of this sale in any way, shape, or form, the importance of it was definitely there. But the way I was taught early on in my career in collectibles was that you don't get fixated or nervous about the price. You just you do the deal. The deal is there to be done. Make the deal happen. Whether it's and honestly, this goes. I still sell comic books, for $50. I don't mind being involved in that. It's to me, I love comic books. I have been buying and selling comic books since I'm 15 years old. I started out at conventions selling discount books. After college, I was the guy out on the streets of Manhattan selling comic books on card tables. And I did that when I first graduated from St. John's University in 1993. I was set up on Broadway between John and Maiden Lane in the financial district of New York. And I would drive into Manhattan with a buddy of mine, my buddy Kurt, who got me out there on the streets to hustle comic books on the streets of Manhattan. And I did that for an entire summer into the fall. And it wasn't easy. On my best day, I'm very proud to say, back in 1993, my best single day, I did $700 in sales. So that was really a big deal.
Nice.
I remember I sold a McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man run, so 298 to 3, let's say 28, I think it was. I did, and it was a Punisher miniseries set, and I think a Punisher Word Journal 1 through 10. And probably a couple of other books that I'm not remembering right now, but I do remember those. It was just like a big deal.
Yeah.
I had come to my stand, or whatever you want to call it, the day the day before, and asked me if I had these. So the next day, I pulled them out of inventory and brought them to the streets, and and it was a great place to learn how to deal with the toughest situations in terms of you're out there on the street. You're on the sidewalk and you're dealing comic books. And it was really fun. And that was a great way to cut my teeth in the business. So I've seen sales at the very bottom and all the way to the top.
But if I mean, we had a good look back on your starting points in the comic book industry, as you can say it, till now, to this record-breaking sale. But that sale has to do something with you. So what kind of place does this sale get in terms of the moment, the gallery in your personal comic book career?
Well, one of the most important moments for me last Friday when the news broke, I had a moment in between the Associated Press coming to interview us and all the phone calls, emails, social media, and interviews I had to do. And that day, I had this a really poignant moment for me, which was both of my parents have passed, and I had this moment of thinking how much they would have enjoyed this moment, and like just having that kind of like, oh yeah, my parents would have been very proud and very happy. And actually earlier this morning, my cousin texted me just that, and I told her that I was thinking about that myself. I wish they could have been around, but maybe hopefully somewhere up there they're looking down on us with a big smile. So that's important in terms of for me, like when my mother had already passed when we sold the first $1 million comic book, but my dad was very excited, and every time we hit a world record after that, he was really thrilled. So that's good stuff. But in terms of me, for my I guess, I don't know, you think about maybe sometimes after, we're only here for a certain period of time. Hopefully, my name will be in the record books somewhere for the comic book world, maybe, 100 years from now, the first person to ever sell $1 million comic, first person to sell 15 million. And I do want to point out, and this is very important because I don't like taking credit where it's not due. My partner was the architect of this deal. My partner, Steven Fischler, he's the CEO of our companies. We own Metropolis Collectibles, which is the world's largest dealership for vintage comic books, as well as Comic Connect, which is the premier online auction site for comics and comic art, comic collectibles, other types of collectibles. And we worked on it together, but he was the point man on this specific sale. So it's really important to both of us. And we've been partners now for over 26 years, through the good times and the bad, just like any other type of marriage, I guess. But this is obviously one of the highlights and one of the really great moments for us. Yeah,
totally understandable. I mean, I wanted to ask if you think that this sale is a one-off exception, but I mean, you've already answered that question in a way when you said that you got phone calls after the $15 million sale and people were interested in that comic.
There's an old adage: all records are made to be broken, right? So eventually it'll happen. Who knows? Maybe this book will come up for sale again. Maybe another book gets found somewhere. You never know. But for right now, we're gonna bask in the glory of this sale and really enjoy it. Would love to share with you guys and your audience some of the details about what happened when this book was stolen from Nicolas Cage. Would you guys like to hear that?
Feel free. Yeah, 100%.
My pleasure. So we sell this book to Nick, and Nick is very happy with it. He's a true comic book fan. Again, this guy loved comics. I don't know if you know that, but his real last name is Coppola. And he didn't want to make it an acting on his family's name. So he changed his name to Nick Cage after one of his favorite superheroes, Luke Cage. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was also a connection to an artist that he liked as well, whose last name was Cage. But I like to really focus on Luke Cage, Power Man, you know? So that was really cool to learn that and to know that someone who is as famous as Nick and affluent and popular around the world was such a huge comic book fan at his true core. So Nick, what he had in his mansion in Beverly Hills, he had these beautiful shadow boxes. And for those of you who don't know what shadow box is, a deeper frame, picture frame, and it could be opened up on a hinge, and they had locks, and the backs of them were attached to the security system in his home. He had a Christmas party. He had a catering team there. He had all his friends there. And he decided to turn off his alarm system and unlock the cases so he could share and show his books to people. The next morning, he realized somebody stole his Action Comics #1, his Detective Comics 27, and a Marvel Mysteries 71, I believe.
Holy.
And he was devastated. As soon as he knew this had happened, he called up our company. My partner, Steven, who had worked very closely with Nick, flew out to Los Angeles to help with the investigation. At the time, I think Nick was married to Lisa Marie Presley. Not sure she really understood or loved comic books the way Nick did. But suffice it to say, Steve got out there, helped with the investigation. And the one thing he said to Nick, he said, I know you're really upset right now, but I can tell you this, sooner or later, somebody will try to bring this comic book to market. And when they do, we're going to get it back for you. So fast forward 11 years, 2011, we're at our offices in Union Square. Now we're up in near Herald Square in New York City. We're at our offices, and all of a sudden we get a phone call, and a gentleman says he has an Action Comics #1. A client brought it in. He bought it out of a storage locker in Los Angeles. Okay, that's great.
Great find.
Yeah, he said, I have to get going. I can't leave you my number, but I'll call back. We're sitting there on pins and needles. 10 minutes go by, a half hour, an hour, 2 hours. Finally, he calls back, and he takes our email address and says, I'm going to send you an image of this right now. We get the image in, and Steven, the second he sees it, realizes it's Nick's copy. He recognizes it. Steven has a photographic memory. You can tell him about a book he saw 30 years ago, and he can give you details about it. It's pretty impressive. And I'm glad he's on my team. So what ends up happening is as soon as Steven realizes, he calls up Nick, gives him the great news, calls up the lead detective who is on the case, and he's still at the police precinct. So he tells him he's flying out. He sets up an appointment to buy the book. The asking price is $1 million. Gets to Los Angeles the next day, goes to the police precinct, meets the detective, and the detective says to him, when we go to do this, I'll be your business partner. And when we go to do this, as soon as you know it's the book, just look at it and then look at me and say, boy, this is a really beautiful book. And at that point, I will introduce myself as the lead detective on the case, and we'll explain the situation. And he said to Steve, if anything goes wrong, if anybody pulls a gun, don't be a hero. Hit the ground. I'll take care of it. To which Steve replied, you don't have to tell me twice. So the next day they go to this industrial park in Simi Valley in Los Angeles. They meet with the representative of the book, who is a gentleman named Mark Bellella, who was on a TV show at the time called Storage Wars. Standing behind him in his office is the guy who found it. And the guy is really ecstatic. He thinks this is going to be a major payday. They open up this folder that they have the book in, and they show it to Steven. Steven looks at it, and within a few moments realizes it's the book, 100%. There's absolutely no way it's not. This is the book. He looks over to the detective and he says, I believe this is a beautiful book. And the detective says to the guys, here's my card. And they see it's a detective card. And the gentleman who had found the book in the storage unit, all the blood drained out of his face and sad. He thought he was getting this massive payday, and it turned out to be a stolen comic book. we recovered the book, and all's good in the world. Steve's ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. Nick is so happy the detectives can close out a case. It's great. Nick decides he's ready to bring this to market, and we sell it for him. And that's when it sold for the $2.2 million. Now, one of the most ironic parts of this is Nick had sold his entire collection, probably 8 years before that.
Mm-hmm.
This book had not been stolen. He would have sold it back then for what would have been a fraction of the $2 million we got for the book. So that's very ironic and interesting. But also what should be noted about this is we've been comparing this book to the Mona Lisa painting by Da Vinci. Now you might ask why. So many people don't realize this. The Mona Lisa was always a great painting, a Da Vinci painting, a masterpiece, you could say. But it did not gain its prominence or importance in the world of quote unquote fine art until it had been stolen from the museum it was being shown in. For 2 years, it laid under the bed of the thief until it was recovered. Fascinating story, but that's when the Mona Lisa became famous. And that's what caused tens of millions of people over the decades to go see that painting. And if you've ever been to the Louvre and you try to go see the Mona Lisa, it's just surrounded with people. I would say that that's where the similarity ends and that they're both stolen, because the Mona Lisa was a great painting, but it was no Action Comics #1. This is the holy grail of holy grails. Now, maybe the Last Supper had been stolen. Maybe then you could make a comparison. But Comics #1 is the holy grail of comics. It is the first appearance of the first superhero, Superman, the Man of Steel. June 1938, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, after being rejected by a countless number of publishers, find DC Comics and they are willing to publish it. And they publish it in an anthology book, Action Comics #1. From there, it was so popular that the very next year, DC Comics realized they needed another hero. So they were looking all around and they find this young artist named Bob Kane. And Bob Kane had drawn this character called Batman. They said they needed another character. Bob had this character, Batman, which he created and worked on with Bill Finger. Bob Kane, I believe, was a teenager at the time. So it's just really interesting, these young guys creating iconic characters. And yeah, so the reason I bring that whole part up about Bob Kane is one could say at the time, this cottage industry of superhero comic books would never have taken off if not for Action Comics #1.
Yeah. Vincent, I mean, I had like the impression on our first interview, you're such a good storyteller. Honestly, I was so hooked on the story with the comic, and I think that's like, if you don't have any more words on this comic, I think that would be the perfect segue into your own comic series, The Addiction.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave that one out, but now let's talk about a really great comic book.
Yeah. Future sales of 15 million, right?
Yeah, that's what we want to see. So first of all, I'm wearing an Addiction T-shirt that Kyo Shinobi, who many of you know from the VeVe family, he made these for us, and I've been proudly wearing them through a lot of my interviews the last few days. You always want to publicize, if you can, the addiction. And this was a beautiful cover, drawn by none other than my friend David Finch, and there's the comic book. So
nice.
We were really thrilled. This is our second series, the Addiction, The Touch. It is a 3-issue miniseries, and we released the convention edition, these 3 editions, at New York Comic Con this past October, and we also did a digital drop for. Excuse me, we did a digital drop, but what we did is when we released the comic books, we created a blind bag that had a redemption code for a digital prize, which was one of the first digitally graded comic books. So we created a grading company called BCG, Blockchain Collectible Grading, and we released 100 digital copies, and our scale was, we had a 9.8. One of these was a 9.8. One of them was a 10, and one of them was 11. So our scale went to 11. It's a joke bit from the old Spinal Tap movie where the guitarist has his amp, and the guy that's looking is like, your amp doesn't go to 10? And he goes, no, my amp goes to 11. We wanted to do something like that. So we were really excited. We offered the blind bags, the blue blind bags, 100 of them, and we sold out all 100 copies, which was really exciting. And we still have individual copies that can be purchased, and we have also a red blind bag. If you go to the addiction.co, you can find all of our products, all of our comic books from the first series, as well as the new number ones. And we have blind bags, which have the first series. You get a 1, 2, and a 3, and they vary. You could get a metal card. You could get special premium editions and luxe editions like virgin covers, embossed covers, UV covers. So that's a really great thing. If you ever just want to jump into the series and get all 3 issues, you can buy one of those red blind bags, and you go to the addiction.co to pick them up. And then we have these, and it's.
But sorry to interrupt there. The second series wasn't on VeVe, or am I wrong there?
Only the number 1. That was the convention promotion. It's not
okay.
The market. So and there were 100 digital copies graded, BCG graded, you know. So this is a great cover. We had Tim Vigil do, and this is a cover of a character in our series called Chronic. And what's thrilling for me about this is when I originally came up with the Addiction comic book when I was 25 years old, it was originally a male character. He was an undercover narcotics cop who infiltrates the mob and later gets found out by the mob. They bust him and they kidnap him and poison him and leave him for dead. And they actually they blow his head off. That's why he's got this smoldering black face. The drugs turn his skin inky black. From the anguish he went through, his mouth disappears and he's got this smoldering head. I brought David Quinn, who my partner, in on the comic book, and we decided to change the character to a female character. That's Nikki Tino, who everybody knows. There's Nikki right there in all her glory. But a few years ago at San Diego, I showed Tim Vigil, who is David's partner on a comic book called Faust, and I showed it to him, my original drawing, which is not very good, but it was my original drawing, and he liked it so much that he drew this. And when David and I saw it, we realized how cool a character this could be, and we decided to bring him back into Addiction universe, Addiction-verse, whatever you want to call it. Universe. And we used this piece. We just thought it was so good. David was clever enough to rename the character Chronic, and he has the same powers as Nikki, but in our universe, he's kind of like what the Punisher is to Daredevil. Nikki's Daredevil. She doesn't kill people, or very rarely, and he's the Punisher. So he can use his touch in a very lethal manner. So this is a really great cover, and we're just thrilled about it. Same interior artist for you guys who remember the first series, which is Claudia Balboni, who's out of Rome, Italy. And I'll show you just some of her interior art. So, and this is our main villain for the series. His name is the Fever. And the Fever, his power is he can make you dance till you drop dead. And he was also a character that I came up with back in the day, and we revamped him and modernized him for this series. And he's a fantastic character. He's showcased here on the cover that David Finch did. So there is Nikki, there is Chronic, and there is the Fever. And you can see he uses this helmet he has, this mask, and an amplification system that gets the music out, that controls people, and he can make them dance. Well, really what they're doing is they're spastically moving because the neuro frequency modulation from the mask and the amplification system causes people to move around in a very neurotic and spasm type movement, which for many people is kind of like dancing. This is our next story, which we're going to be releasing in comic book stores and through VeVe in 2026. Other interesting characters that are in this story. Here you have Chronic again with a very different take by artist Simone Bianchi, who's one of my favorite comic book painters in the world. Which is fantastic. And this guy here with the 4 arms, I don't know if you can see him. That is Joey Calamari. He is a 4-armed hitman for the mob. We've got a lot of very interesting characters. Are they friends? Are they foes? Read the comics to find out. And we're really proud and excited about this. Claudia just sent us the breakdowns for issue number 3, so that's almost going to be done hopefully soon. And what was really exciting for us in terms of creating the addiction was we didn't know how the public was going to react. And we hit, I think, the right time with the right comic book. And it was 2023 New York Comic Con, where the VeVe family made us an instant success. And I'll never forget that moment, because 2 weeks before the convention, I was sitting around scratching my head going, I wonder if people come to the convention and nobody buys our comic book. It would be so sad. We'll be sitting there for an entire New York Comic Con, no sales, and nobody enjoying this book that we poured our blood, sweat, and tears into. Suffice it to say, we were able to work with David Yu very closely in terms of promoting and bringing the comic book to VeVe. And it was the first phygital comic book for VeVe. And what was exciting about that was we got to New York Comic Con Thursday, and we were there, and we were surrounded by fans. It was incredible. We had a 40-foot line winding all the way around the island that we were set up at, with people waiting to buy our comic books. What was equally as exciting, and by the way, many of those people were from the VeVe family, the VeVe community. What was equally exciting is at noon on Thursday, we released this book. We did the drop on VeVe, and all 6,000 copies sold out in 1 hour. Now, that is just incredible. And that's a testament to the passion that the collectors and fans at VeVe have. I think it's also a testament to the quality of the book. I'll put this up against any DC Marvel comic book. I think our art, I think our writing, our story, the originality of the character, they stand on its own, and it can compete with pretty much anything out there. I mean, maybe not this guy, but so we're at the convention. We're having the greatest time. We have what was for me in my career, one of the most important moments in my career, because it was the first time that I went from being a guy who sells comic books for other people, for selling them for myself, being the publisher, the co-creator, the co-writer of this comic, and seeing people enjoy it, who have read it, come back the next day at the convention and tell me how much they loved it. There's no feeling like that. And actually sitting there all day long signing the book was surreal. It was a moment that I didn't know would actually ever happen in the way it did. And I'm eternally grateful, David and I and our entire team, eternally grateful to VeVe, the company, as well as VeVe, the community. And thank you guys for covering this and covering everything you have covered over the last few years. And I do believe we have so much more in store for everybody out there. We have some very exciting promotional ideas that we're going to come up with once we're ready to drop the second series in its entirety to the direct market. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Nice. Sounds good. I have a question on you've mentioned, like, you have different cover artists. As you said before, you're well connected in the comic book industry, but how do you specifically reach out to those artists, or decide which artists you guys want for those addiction covers?
Such a great question. So for me, I collect original comic art. You can see behind me. And I collect comic books. And over the course of my career, I have met so many fantastic creative people. I don't just buy and sell and deal with my customers and other dealers and other auctioneers. I am a true fan of this art form, and I have a tremendous love and passion and respect for it. So getting to meet artists is a thrill. I mean, I remember the first time I met John Byrne, met Frank Miller, met Jim Lee, you know, all these guys, Todd McFarlane, George Perez, Peter David. The list goes on and on and on. There's so many great creators out there. So I always thought, like, you know, we want the comic book to sell, so we need to have great artists on board. But I also wanted specific types of artists, because there's a lot of great artists that I know that I haven't asked to do the cover yet because I didn't think the timing was right or the fit was right. And what ended up happening was for the first issue, I knew we had one cover, the Aletha Martinez cover, which was drawn in 1997. So I knew we had that one. And I think it still looks great. It's the black and white cover for anybody out there who doesn't know. And it's one of my favorites. But I realized we needed some big heavy hitters to make this thing sell, pop. I was at a convention in Italy at Lake Como, and I met Art Germ. I didn't know much about him, but I knew I liked his art, and I saw how popular he was. You have to remember, I deal mostly with vintage comic books, so I'm not always in tune with what the hot new artist is. Who the hot new artist is. We were at a show. It was him and Peach Momoko were the big hits at that show. They had both of them had lines of people, and I saw there was a break in Art Germ's line, and I walked up to him and I said, I love your art. I'm doing a comic book called The Addiction, and I think you'd be perfect for us with this beautiful female protagonist, Nikki Tino. And would you be interested in doing a cover? And at first he said, no, I don't want to do any more retailer variants. And I said, no, this is not a retailer vendor. I'm the publisher. Said, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, okay. I think you should.
Okay, just like that.
Yeah, it was just like fantastic. I wished I could have gotten him to do a traditional art, but he just did the digital cover for us. And that's one of the most highest selling covers from the first series. And then at that same convention, David Mack, the creator of Kabuki, who has drawn and written Daredevil and created the character Echo, mentioned, I've known David for so long, probably over 30 years. And we finally had dinner together. We'd never eaten together. So we're sitting at dinner, and we're at this beautiful Italian restaurant. We have the whole back room for ourselves and back of the restaurant. And he says, hey, how are you doing? What have you been up to? I said, I'm glad you asked. So I started telling him all about The Addiction. I tell him about the backstory. I tell him everything. I give him the pitch. And I know, you know, I finished, and he goes, I should do a cover for you. I was like, oh my God, that would be great. I didn't act to do a cover for The Addiction. And that black cover that many of you know has a hand in the background, and it says The Touch underneath, and it's got this beautiful picture of Nikki, only in the style that David can do. These beautiful watercolors. Watercolor is one of the most difficult ways to do a painting because it's not forgiving. If you make a mistake, it's very hard to correct because the ink bleeds into the paper because it's mixed with water. So he did this cover for us, which was just beautiful. And so we had Archer, we had David, we had Aletha Martinez. And then we went from there. I met this artist named Andres Labrada, who is the only artist who did a cover for 1, 2, and 3. And he came on board. He's a younger artist from Miami. I met him at a convention. He was asking me if I would sell his comic book in my comic store, which I don't have. I sell mail order and at conventions. And I started looking at his art, and one of the characters looked so much like Nikki that I was like, you've got to do a cover for me. This is perfect. And he does that kind of manga style. So he did the Grimaldi's cover, which I still have. Let's see up there on the wall. That's the poster. See the red one? Yeah. So that was really cool. Then we had Tim Vigil did a cover for number 3. Mondo Freeman did a cover for number 3. Claudia Balboni, our interior artist, did a cover for number 3. And for the number 2, Amanda Connor, who is a dear friend, she did a cover, which is so beautiful. Ryan Brown, a painter from Ireland, who I just adore his art. He works both digitally and traditionally, mixes the two together, and he's fantastic. He did a cover. And then the last person was a guy named Robot Cat. And Robot Cat was a guy I found in the Artist Alley of C2E2 in Chicago. I scoured the entire Artist Alley, 200 artists. I come upon this guy. He's doing these beautiful pinups of like sexy anime girls eating pizza, but in a very sexual way, like the pizza slices dripping cheese and whatever. So I walk up to him. I said, "Boy, I love your art. My name is Vincent. What's your name?" And he looks up at me and goes, "My name is Robot Cat." I said, "You're hired." The style, the name, I got to have this guy. And he did the great cover with Mr. Licorice and Bête Noire, two of our main villains for the first series. So we had an incredible array of artists who worked on the first series. And we also, it's important to note, we sold over 37,000 copies between wholesale, direct market, digital, and convention exclusives. That's a huge number for an indie.
Yeah.
First book out the gate, that is a huge number. So now we had the second series. And we were, I was at, Simone Bianchi is a dear friend of mine. We've done art gallery shows for him, and I asked him if he'd do a cover, and he was gracious enough to do one. There's a white version. There's this is the VeVe version, which you can see has little VeVe hearts in the background. There's also a red version. Tim Vigil, again, he did a great cover for the first one. We had this piece of art. We called him up and said, "We want to use it as a cover." We got that one. David Finch, who I've been friends with and I'm a fan and customer of for quite some time. I saw him at a convention. I asked him if he would do it, and he's so busy, and he was so gracious, and he did this cover. It was just wow. Now, any of you out there maybe you don't know, but does anybody know what this is an homage to? Anybody listening right now? Okay. If anybody out there knows what this is an homage cover to, I'll mail you out a free copy of The Addiction of Sign.
Okay, nice.
I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a minute. We'll give you 1 minute, but I'll talk about some of the other artists that are going to be doing covers for us. We have an artist out of Greece named Danny, who I also met at the Lake Como Art Festival. She's going to be doing a cover. She's fantastic. She has kind of like stylistically reminiscent of Frank Miller's Sin City work for me. Then we also have a cover being done by the Escorza brothers. The Escorza brothers' claim to fame is the, I see somebody saying the Addiction cover number 2 framed art print is the VeVe collectible. I want more than anything. I don't know if there are any up in the market, but you might be able to find one in the VeVe market. That is a great one. That's the Ryan Brown cover he's talking about. Getting back to it, so some of the other I think a minute's gone by. So
yeah, no one.
The answer to that question is David Finch's cover for Wolverine number 350. If you look at it, Wolverine is in Nikki's position, and he's got his claws out. Nikki's got the syringes there. And they're staggered above Wolverine are 2 villains. I can't remember who they are. I think you'll see it, you'll know it. So yeah, so Wolverine 350. So we've got the Escorza brothers, who did a fantastic cover. The inspiration for the cover was a Mike Mayhew Batman cover where he's surrounded by the villains, as well as, for me, Amazing Spider-Man King Size Annual number 1, where he's surrounded by the Sinister Six. So if you know those covers, you'll get a real kick out of the Escorza brothers reinterpretation. Then we have also Simone Di Mio. So we have the 2 Simones. Simone Di Mio did an unbelievable cover. What I love about it is he put a pink logo, for the Addiction logos, in pink, and it's just so great. It's Nikki jumping out of a window, and she's wearing a really thigh-high boots and this cute little black skirt, and she's ready for action. It's just gorgeous. And then we have a few other artists that are working on covers right now. One of them is an artist named Ito, I-T-O. who's represented by Annabelle Kirby. She's great art rep, and Ito has a really beautiful style. He's a very up-and-coming new artist, and also another artist named Caterina Mazzai out of Italy. And not only she's doing a cover for us, which I think is going to just be a knockout cover. And I'm sure there's one or two that I'm forgetting right now.
But I mean that have been a lot you've mentioned.
Andres Labrada is doing 2 covers from us. One is going to be an homage to the Wolverine miniseries #1 cover. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh. I have a question here from the chat, and Huratan asked, Vincent, how can social media and influencers do a better job at getting younger readers into collecting vintage comic books? What is your take on that?
Wow. Well, I think what you have to do is in my mind, when I'm doing social media, I think of 3 things: education, entertainment, and inspiration. So I hope that this sale inspires somebody who might want to become an entrepreneur or get into the comic business. I hope that the addiction will inspire somebody to create their own comic book or follow their passion into the art, their heart into the art world of art in some way, shape, or form. I love to educate people on the history of comics and the importance of comics. And I love to entertain. Hopefully when I tell a story, it's fun, it's interesting, gets people excited. But I think the same 3 things can be taken with the goal of trying to reach younger audiences. Now, I think movies and animation, comic books themselves can do that, but I think also appealing to a younger audience by promoting comic books that are for a younger audience. Now, the addiction, I would never say is for a younger audience. It's more for adults. Mm-hmm. There's a drug aspect to it, chemicals, and there's also an occasional curse word. I mean, Nikki is from New York, so she's going to drop an F-bomb every once in a while. But having said that, I think those are great ways that you can promote comic books to a younger generation. I also think that tying them in and showing the connections between what they do love now, which are video games and anime, which is what the younger generations are really, really love. I mean, older people do as well, and that's fine, but we're talking about this specifically. I think you can utilize those things and show connections and why these things lend themselves and are related to one another, and how they can be a really fantastic form of entertainment, escapism, collectible, investment, however you want to put it.
Yeah. I would have two more questions, but Josh, do you have any questions for Vincent? Otherwise, I will move on.
Well, maybe not a question, but just to address one of the comments you brought up before about I think it was 6,000 editions that had sold out during New York, one of the VeVe drops. I just wanted to highlight, oh gosh, where did it go here? I lost the comment. Duck. This. So Duck says, I think that's because of the way the release of the addiction was done on VeVe. It will kind of stand out for VeVe folks. And I completely agree with this. I remember that when the addiction series was announced on VeVe, it was much different from anything that we had seen before. Not to mention the way that you guys interacted with our community was much different from any other licensor before as well. Yeah. So that stands out to anybody who's still with VeVe now. And I just wanted to kind of bring that point out because I think
a lot of that. First of all, we owe a lot to David Yu. He's a customer of mine, and when he came to my office, we were talking about vintage comic books and original comic art, and I said, "Hey," he said, "What's that?" And I had my artwork for the addiction out, and I said, "Well, it's my comic book, The Addiction." And I told him all about it, and I said, "David, would you by any chance be interested in releasing this on VeVe?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I really like it, sure." And I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, wow, I said, "David," I said, I'm old school. If we shake hands on it right now, that means we're doing this.
Yeah. And
he put his hand out, and I shook his hand, and I said, "Wow, okay, this guy's for real." So we worked very hand in hand with VeVe in terms of the promotion, in terms of a variety of different ways to bring the comic book to the VeVe app as well as the VeVe community on X and Discord and everywhere else they are. And one of the cool things about it though was the vice president of our company, Andres Wilson, it was AKA Mondo Freeman for those of you on X. He was so passionate about it. He loved the comic book. And when he learned about the VeVe community, he really loved that too. And Andres is super smart when it comes to social media. And he came up with a lot of the cool ideas that we did. We had one of the ideas was the create your own addiction art. And so we did that contest. And that was really fun. Digital, some people used AI to help create the covers.
Oh, I gotta show you mine actually.
Yeah, we did it. We did a bunch of those. I have a lot of them saved on my phone. They're so cool. They're so cool.
Wasn't there was also a cooking contest, wasn't there? Or yeah.
And the winners of the cooking contest will appear in the comic book, in the crowd scenes in the comic book. Yeah, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I did this one.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
I think he's right there. Yeah.
I put Grimaldi's in the back here, and then I have the pizza in the bottom with the comic and the syringe.
When I saw that, I was this smile. It was twice as big, and it was just like to see our character with all these legendary and popular characters. It was a really cool piece. Thank you for sharing that again. That was great, Josh. Of course.
Thank you guys for doing it. I remember, and there was like a Blender animation that someone made. The community really went above and beyond with that contest.
And even somebody made like a shadow box type of thing. And actually, I still have to get it up. He gave it to me at New York Comic Con. He actually made one for me, and that's just so cool. It was great. And so it's been thrilling. The comic book, hopefully the second series is going to do as well, if not better than the first. We're looking at a publishing deal right now to have a publisher on board. We're going to do a Kickstarter. We're going to do more tie-ins and promotions with the VeVe community. We have a lot of great ideas. Gosh, what else can I tell you? I mean, it's just been a blast. It's been a blast.
Well, just to piggyback off what I was saying before, you guys are doing it right. So yeah, hats off to you guys. So
and I got to tell you, like, I love promoting stuff. Obviously, I mean, I love doing interviews. I love talking about stuff. But the way the VeVe community responded, and the people I've met over the last few years at conventions, people who've come to New York just to visit us at the Metropolis and Comic Connect offices, it's really special. It's really special. It's
a lot of that has to do though with you, and you mentioned Mondo. Mondo is in spaces all the time when you guys were dropping the first series. That a lot of that success has to do with you guys though. So just know that.
Well, I will say I feel like comic collectors are really nice people. VeVe people are like super nice and very positive, very optimistic, and always just so kind. And it was really funny when I was at New York Comic Con in 23. I would be walking with somebody from the regular comic book world, and people would come up and stop me at the convention and like start talking to me about the addiction, and you're like, what is this about? And it was just like, yeah, I'm kind of famous now, you know? King of the castle, you know? That type of thing. It was really sweet. It was really great. Yeah.
I was explaining to Jan, because I was in New York as well, the first night when the VeVe community did like a little get together at the pub that night. You walked by just randomly, and people were just like, "Wait, that was Vincent," and then you ended up stopping by.
I've never had that type of thing. The club was crazy. I mean, people coming up and hugging me, and I remember I was there with Claudia and Andres, and I looked at them. I was like, "Have you guys ever experienced anything like this?" Like, no, not even close. So it was very special. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Nice.
Jan, any other questions you want
to? Just like in terms of you said, okay, the first series is out. You're looking for publishing the second series. When that this will obviously be a success as well. So there will be a third, a fourth, etc. series, hopefully. When you look out like 10, 15 years and see one of the addiction covers on a shelf of a collector's shelf, what do you want this person to say about this specific series you've created?
What do I want them to say about it?
That's a good question.
I think there's comic books mean so many things to different people, but if at least it affected them in some way, made them laugh, made them tear up, made them smile, made them think. Maybe it inspired them. Something like that, I think, would mean a lot to me. Just simply the fact that they collected and it's on display in their home 15 years later, that's pretty cool too. I mean, that's great. But I'm just tickled pink that people are into it. I was in a little comic book store over the holidays in San Diego, and I introduced myself and I said, "Did you carry my book?" And he goes, "This is almost 2 years later." He goes, "Was that the one with the art germ cover?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I had that in my store." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool."
Okay.
Wow.
Really nice, really nice. So yeah, it was great, and the grassroots effect campaigns that the VeVe community helped us with to get out there and try to promote our comic book to comic book stores was incredibly helpful as well.
Yeah. I mean, the reputation you've built over the last 4 decades, as we found out in the beginning, and now over the last 1.5, 2 years in the VeVe community, roughly. I mean, that reputation helps a lot, I guess. But great for you and for your team. Do you have like 3-4 minutes more? Because sure. I would like to talk about the digital grading you guys doing. Give me some more background info on that, please.
So we love what, by the way, California Comics is doing with their digital comic books. I think they're really cool. And it was weird because we were simultaneously developing BCG while they were doing their thing. And we're big fans of theirs, and we think people should collect their graded holders. And what was really funny was the name we came up with was very close to their name, which is escaping me right now. But when we saw it, because when they shared their name with us, I was like, oh no, it's the same name. Literally almost the same name. So we had to come up with something else. So we came up with BCG, blockchain collectible grading. And the idea here is that it would be really fun. I should mention Omegatron, who you guys probably know. He developed the label, and the conceptual idea was Keo and Omegatron, and the look of it was just, I think it's just really beautiful. And what else can I tell you about it? Well, we did it for this promotion, and I think those BCG graded VeVe collectibles are also they're not cheap. They're pretty expensive because they're very rare, especially the if anybody's even selling the secret rare version. But yeah, we did 100 of them, and I think the breakdown was 65, 25, and 10, something like that.
What are the parameters you guys take a look at in terms of the grading?
Well, for this
grading parameters
for this promotion, the parameters for this promotion were the scarcity levels. I think California Comics, theirs is based on how early the mint number is.
Yeah, on mint numbers, special mints, etc. Yeah.
So for us, it was just the opposite. It was not just the opposite. It was based simply on how many were out there. But we are working on some other ideas. So and we're going to try to put together a proposal to see if we can't get this rolling out in a bigger way. Which would be really fun.
Okay. Nice. Josh, do you have anything?
Nothing else on my end. No.
Perfect.
I was keeping an eye on the comments. I think we got through everything. So
yeah.
Well, in closing, I just want to thank you guys for covering the stories, Action Comics, the addiction, and just chatting with me for an hour. It's always a lot of fun. You guys are great. Keep up the good work. Beyond the Drop is awesome. And Yeah, if you ever want me back on, I'll be happy. Maybe the next time I break a record, or the next time I have an addiction.
Yeah, you got to hit 20 million now.
Good.
No, but yeah, big thank you for taking the time to come on and share everything that you did. It was awesome hearing it firsthand from you. So, and again, big congratulations on the sale. I know it's not your book, but 15 million is just incredible. So
It's thrilling.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell my customer, the seller, it's the most money any person has ever made off of a single comic book transaction. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And
you know what? You know what though? I think stuff like this too is helping younger people get more involved. Like to the topic that was brought up earlier. I like Logan Paul is another name in the space where he's selling a really expensive Pokemon card, and that's going on to auction, and that's generating a lot of interest as well. So I think when younger people see stuff like this, and especially the $15 million, which piques a lot of people's interest, it helps get younger people into this space.
I texted him earlier this morning to see if he wants to cover this, but I haven't heard back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll hear back from Logan Paul.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. Wishing you luck on that, and as Josh already said, congratulations. You definitely, and you and your team deserve like the success you have with the addiction, and obviously when you do this for 40 years, everything's so deserved. So congratulations from our
Very
side.
kind of you. Thanks, guys.
And thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Have a good one.
There
That
you
was
go.
awesome. That was so interesting.
You know what I also found really interesting was his point about how the Mona Lisa was stolen before.
Oh yeah.
And then that
Never heard
increased.
that,
It's
yeah.
like it just goes to show you the history kind of repeats itself. And yeah, that was a really interesting point that I found.
Yeah.
So, but hearing it directly from him is just so cool. And so soon after that happened, like it just happened. So
Yeah, absolutely. And what I said, like during the talk with him, like he's such a good storyteller. I mean, that I thought that when we had our interview, like you're so hooked to listening to him. That's awesome. Yeah.
awesome, guys. Well, before we start wrapping things up, or I guess as we do, we'll leave this for the Q&A. So if you guys have any last minute questions you want to ask us, or comments, just general comments, feel free to leave them in the chat, and then we can highlight those. But what was your favorite part about that?
The story behind like the Nicolas Cage, like how do you say it? The robbery?
Yeah, man, that's just bad luck, because he's gone through several just bad luck scenarios with collecting. But I was explaining the T-Rex thing before.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it wasn't just like Action Comic #1 that got stolen. Was it what
3 or 4 other ones?
Detective Comics also. I mean,
yeah, a lot of patience to be waiting 11 years for that thing to pop up again.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So let me check my chat here real quick. I don't have any new comments in here.
That was a great stream. It reminds me of Richard Dolan. Okay, awesome then, guys. We'll wrap things up. But as always, if you guys did enjoy the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Toss us a follow or a subscription over, well, depending on where you're watching from. And Jan, any last comments?
No. I mean, I've told you before.
No,
I felt a little bit sick when we've started this stream, but I mean that stream was energetic, so I'm feeling good right now. Good one. Have a great evening, day, morning, whatever you guys are doing right now. See
later,
you
guys.
next Monday.
Let's collect. We collect. The collector's going digital and Jack collects.